The Education for Death film by Disney was released in 1943 and was produced as a propaganda short film. And I like the portrayal of the thick German accents, and I like the bits of sarcasm throughout this short film. And it also touched on how the indoctrination methods used to manipulate these children into having these pro Nazi beliefs. So in the opening scene, we have a mother and a father, and they ask the Nazi bureaucrat civil servant member who is overseeing the Nazi approved list of names for babies, and they ask if they can name their baby Hans, and the Nazi member approves of that, and the Nazi member gives the parents a passport with 12 spots in case they are needed for the future. And of course, it relates to Hitler's desires of wanting people living in Germany to reproduce a lot. So more children are being breeded to grow up to join the Nazis.
The mother wants to call her son Hans.
Dieses Verzeichnis enthält alle männlichen Namen, die für Kinder
Here's the verboten list. Hans seems to be okay. This is their hereditary passport with space for 12 future children. A subtle hint. Germany needs soldiers.
Then the parents receive a copy of Hitler's Mein Kampf book.
Vaterland, ich überreiche Ihnen ein wertvolles Geschenk von unserem Führer.
As a reward, they get a copy of Germany's bestseller.
And this scene interprets a nice chunk of humor in this film where the narrator narrating a cartoon which Hans is watching, or at least has watched, who says that the Wicked Witch was depicting democracy, and that the prince who is depicting Hitler rescues a very obese Valkyrie, which was depicting Germany, and the Night Witch's Hitler saves Germany from the Wicked Witch. Then Hitler, in the knight's outfit, struggles to pull the obese Valkyrie onto the saddle on the horse, and just manages to do so. Hans gets manipulated by this propaganda fairy tale cartoon, and Hans and his classmates start giving the Nazi salute towards a portrait of Hitler as a knight. And Hans gets sick one day, and there are some implications here that Hans would be taken away and would be killed if Hans doesn't recover soon, as the Nazis saw that as ending somebody's suffering. So this part added to how the Nazis' mindset was like. So Hans quickly recovers, and the school scene reflects on Hans's daily life in school, with regimentations and everyone, of course, in their Nazi uniforms, giving the Nazi salute at the start of class per usual. And the teacher draws up a cartoon, and there's a lot of animations, of course, to make it non-sedentary, and the animation shows a fox eating a rabbit.
Und nun, Kinder, werden wir unsere Naturkundestunde halten.
Hans' school teacher is about to give the class a little lesson in natural history.
Wir daraus lernen können. Hans?
Das arme Häschen.
He said the poor rabbit. Is he out of his mind?
Donnerwetter nochmal! Dummkopf!
And Hans shows remorse and contrition for the rabbit, which the teacher isn't pleased about and starts fuming about it, and makes Hans wear a pointed hat called a dunce cap, which is supposed to humiliate somebody for saying something stupid.
What would the Fuhrer think of such a stupid answer?
The teacher asks for the correct answer from the class, and the classmates say that the rabbit is a coward and deserves to die, which is supposed to be a moral that the soldier must be strong with no mercy and contain no contrition at all. So again, this adds onto the Nazi mindset. So the class takes part in more pro-Hitler beliefs, and of course it's more Nazi salutes and more strength and no fear in the superior German people and dictating the world. And it's that same plethora again to really embed the indoctrination into these children's brains.
Germans are a super race. All of us will be slaves.
Wir sind unübertrefflich. Wir fürchten niemand.
Germans are unconquerable. They fear no one.
Then Hans contributes to book burning, where people burn books that have opposing views towards Hitler, and they replace the Holy Bible with Hitler's Mein Kampf book, and they replace a replica of Jesus Christ on a crucifixion cross with a big sword with a swastika on it.
As decreed by the Fuhrer.
At the end of the film, Hans is marching with a lot of other soldiers, marching down near graves with the Nazi salute towards war, as the narrator lists the obedience of Hans, and that his Nazi education is complete for death.